Good day, good day, good day, good day, good day. This is Howard Martell, known as the Home Profit Coach here in Hampton Roads, Virginia. I know it's early in the morning, so when you get the chance to see this, this is the follow-up to what I've been starting. Windfall tax savings approved for small business owners with my good friend. Okay, let's see what that is. All right. So we're going to go on to chapter 2. Your small and home-based business could legally qualify you to save thousands in new tax deductions. Isn't that incredible, people? This is equivalent to bottle it, as discussed in chapter 1. We talked about the Coca-Cola story, and it's uncomplicated. Like bottle, it's powerful as bottle it. Many people who don't have a home-based business aren't even looking for one. Why? Because they're too busy at their job, under broke. Just under broke because, as I said before, when you go to work for somebody else's dream, you're making them richer and making you poor. Think about it. Do you have a traditional W-2 job? Do you know what the word job stands for? My friend Robert Allen, who wrote the foreword to this, said job stands for just over broke. Just over broke, right? At first, we chuckle at that, but then we realize it's true. In fact, for many of us, the word should be spelled jub, just under broke, as I said before, since most of the time we run out of money before we run out of month. See, money is a tangible asset. It is, for some people, they can create an infinite amount of it, but because they have taken a risk, we call them entrepreneurs. Like myself, I don't own the company, but when I work with one marketplace and that link you see there, Seaforth, that's how you get into one marketplace. Now, if you're international and listening to this, you go down to the bottom and click on our digital product, our travel and concierge service. That's how you get into the door and get your timestamp. The sooner you get in, the bigger potential for you to have the massive amount when we go with global. We're not even global yet. We're in the United States, Mexico, and Canada. Now, in June of 2025, the switch will go live. They are working behind the scenes, and I'm building my shopping pods, as I explained before. All it is I'm going to be getting paid on the efforts of those who like to shop, share, and earn. And all you got to do is sign up, check us out, go through our system and understand that we have a video for you. Next week, next Wednesday, this coming up Wednesday, we're going to have another power packed video that's going to be even more animated to make it as simple as possible. How would you like to get paid just to hold your own position? More to follow. That's why the average American household holds 2.5 jobs and a record high credit card debt per the US Census Bureau. Isn't that sad? That's because we're a credit based society. And it gets people in trouble because they have this insatiable thirst. Oh, I've got this money or this credit. I can buy this high ticket item. But they don't realize that they're setting themselves up for failure. That's right. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you right here. That's my YouTube channel there. You want to follow me? All these podcasts, all these streamings are going to be on here. Please like, share if this is something that you could pass on to your family members or anybody that you truly care about. So I'll leave that up on the screen for a while. You're already learning several things you probably didn't know before, and you're about to discover those several things you thought you knew about home business tax law, just not correct. Let's dispel a few myths. Myth 1. My tax guy or gal told me that I have to show a profit in 3 out of 4 years, or all else I'll lose all my tax deductions. The truth is, that's not exactly right. That's right. It's not exactly right. To qualify as a bona fide business, you only have to prove your intent to produce profit. I discussed this earlier in chapter 1. There's 3 things you need. You need a legitimate business. You need the intent to show that you are going towards running a profitable business, and you need to document that. Those are 3 simple things, and Ron's system and the system I have in place does that for you. You only have to prove your intent to produce profit. You could potentially claim losses for multiple years with no specified limit as long as you prove you have intent to produce a profit. Are you trying to produce a profit? Actually proving that could be a challenge, but will help you with this book. Where does 3 out of 5 myths come from? It comes from an internal IRS document called the Audit Procedure Guide, which states if a taxpayer's business has been profitable any 3 of the 5 years, they are presumed to have profit intent. Stop probing this area. But then the audit goes to say, if they have not been profitable in 3 of the last 5 years, there should be no presumption that the activity was not engaged in profit. Examiners cannot rely on lack of profit alone as a basis for disallowing loss. This is Reg Section 1.183 Tag 2 Alpha and D. Look it up. Unless you've been living under a rock, you heard of Amazon.com. They legally wrote off millions of business loss for many years in a row. How was that legal? Because they could prove they had the intent to produce a profit, and you can too. Myth number 2. I can only write off a spare room and equipment and furniture put in it if I use that entire room exclusive for business. That's the exclusive use rule, which does apply to home office deductions, but you do not have to use the entire room exclusively. You can use a visually identifiable space, meaning a portion of the room that looks like an office, although that area must be used exclusively for business purposes, right? Even if you have one-room apartment, you could put a table in the corner, put a computer, printer, phone on the table, put a chair up to it, and guess what? That's a visibly identifiable space. You are qualifying that space as you using that for the business, right? Also, you'll soon learn how you could also write off some of the cost of furniture and equipment used wholly and partially for business, whether they're in the exclusive rooms or not. That's IRC Section 280A, Charlie 2. Myth number 3. I've been told that the amount of write-offs can't be any greater than the amount of profit I made in a home business. If I started my home business, why bother with all the deductions for now? The truth is, you've been told is partial true. Nearly all home business tax deductions can be applied against any source of income: home business, W-2 job, investment income, rental properties, retirement pay, etc. There are only 2 exceptions, and one of those can be banked for use in future years when your business does show a profit. More on that later. Note: expenses referred to the chapter may be deductible only if they're ordinary and necessary, reasonable in amount, and intrinsically linked to production of income. Remember, the difference between a W-2 employee and a business owner is that you are getting taxed on your gross income, and then the government gives you, after all those deductions, or should I say all that money that's being wasted, a business owner, totally different. And I explained that in chapter 1, so you need to listen to this. Intent to produce a profit. What does that mean, and how can I prove it? One of the 3 requirements for qualifying small or home-based business deductions is either report a profit or have a profit intent. That means simply that you are trying to make a profit, i.e., that you are a business for the purpose of making a profit, not in business just for the purpose of getting tax write-offs. The first is honest. The second just doesn't work. Tax court case of Wayne Lasner Wilma versus the commissioner. The taxpayer claimed business expenses of $57,691. He had meticulous records to substantiate each deduction. The court acknowledged the records were excellent, but since he showed zero income from the activity, they had a hard time believing that he had a profit intent. The court stated it appears the records were kept for securing tax deductions rather than for business purposes. Fortunately, some of the same activities that help you build a business are also those which IRS look for substantially, that you intend to make a profit. In other words, the specific actions you're taking create profitability are the same actions that are help to substantiate or intent to produce a profit. So that's why starting a home-based business, if you're not making money up front automatically, you show the intent to profit. And now when the commissions roll in, like Howard has his commissions rolling, that shows the intent to profit in my businesses. So you see how I create multiple streams of income and I reduce my taxes to a legal and ethical limit following the law. How do you determine if I am or not trying to make profit? IRS e-News for Small Business issue 2019-12 gives a broad brush answer. Are you running a business or engaging in a hobby? Generally, if someone has businesses, they operate the business to make profit, while hobbyists participate primarily for sport or recreation. Here are the 3 key factors to consider. Do you maintain books and records for your activity? Yes. Does the time and effort you put in indicate intent to be profitable? Yes. Do you depend on income from activity for your livelihood? That could be yes or no. That's the 30,000 foot view. Now let's get specific. The determination is made at the top time of tax audit. Now you should know that taxpayers probably being audited, particularly a year, on only about 1% on average. However, if businesses has reported operating loss for the past 3 or 5 years, your audit rate was significantly higher. IRS auditors use the relevant factors to determine whether or not business has legitimate profit intent. No factors weigh more, less, or heavily than any factors. Here are 9. The manner in which the taxpayer carries on the activity. Do you treat your business like a legitimate business? I'm not going to go into all of these, but the expertise of the taxpayer or his advisors. You personally do not have to be an expert, even a tax thing, but if you have a tax advisor, a person that does your taxes, technically they can represent you and saying, yes, Howard at the Home Profit Coach had these deductions. Here's what he provided. Boom. Time and effort expended by taxpayers in carrying out activities. Set a schedule of working hours and days for yourself. Every day I work my business prior to heading to my next stream of income, Monday through Friday. Monday through Sunday, I work my business. I'm up here at 3:31 a.m. right now doing my educational portion of the business. Expectation assets may appreciate in value. The factor does not apply to most home-based business owners. It only applies to racehorse breeders or fine art sellers. The past assess a taxpayer and carry on either similar or dissimilar activities. If you have an example of successfully running a profitable entrepreneurial business in the past, that will be a real plus. The taxpayer assists your income and losses with activity. If your business enterprises lose money after year, be prepared with a good explanation. If your business losses are decreasing in size each year, this trend helps you because it shows that you are getting closer and closer to profit. The amount of occasional profits and any which are earned. Some people will tell you that producing any profit, even $1, will help prove your profit intent. Don't believe that. Factor 7 reads the amount of occasional profits, the financial status of the taxpayer. You actually get slack from the IRS if you do not have a fat savings account or inheritance money or W-2 income to live off when it's obvious that you need to make this venture profitable in order to survive financially. They will know that you are working to make a profit. Elements of personal pleasure or recreation. If you work your business on the golf course, that should be a fine if your business involves selling golfing equipment. So make it towards whatever your niche market is. In addition to those 9 critical factors, the IRS has armed its auditors with a list of additional questions to ask home-based business tax during an audit. Did the taxpayer have a business plan? Was the business plan in writing or following? Was the business plan followed? Here's the best ways you can address the 9 critical factors in 12 dozen audit questions. Here's what they've done for you in a defense plan. This is something that Sandy does provide, Sandy Lynch, and I think she still provides it. First, we start with a traditional business plan template. Second, we will build it in solid answers to allow 9 critical factors in all recommended audit questions. We added a 5-year financial comparison to prove profit intent. We customized the look and appears to an auditor to be your own company's professional business plan. How does that help? Auditors are now being asked, do you have a business plan? They're expecting to say, no, that's not required. The auditor is told by response, not by law, but most legitimate for-profit business do have a business plan. If you say no, you do not. You have to have on the defensible. If you say yes, you're in control. Yes, I do. I bought your copy. Here it is. Boom. And it answers questions. So I wanted to make this short. Let me see if there's anything else that I could cover. Maybe do two chapters because chapter 3 is short too. So we're going to go into chapter 3 next since we're only 13 minutes into this live. And people will be listening to this later on when they do get up. Some of the non-deductible personal expenses can be morphed into big business deductions. A business is a business what size, whether or not it's currently profitable or where it's located. This means as the owner of a small part-time business run out of your home is not really treated any differently for tax purposes. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to show this now. We're just changing up the link so you can reach out to me and see what Howard has. All these episodes are provided on these platforms. That means as an owner of a small part-time business run out of the home is not really treated any differently for tax purposes than the owner of a large business that is run out of a huge office building. With a home-based business, your home is your office building. So the cost to maintain the business portion of home becomes tax-deductible business expenses. In order to really get hit, try this shifting and thinking. Most people think of their street address as this is where I live and also run a business here. Try instead think this is my place of business. I also live here. Do that, and you will instantly understand many of the tax breaks for which home-based business owners can qualify. What exactly are those currently non-deductible personal expenses you may be converting to taxable expenses? On the next page is a partial list. So for a legal business home-based business deduction, mortgage, interest rate, gas, electric, water, sewer, cleaning services, computer, copier, paper, pen, desk, sofa, your furniture, any type of remodeling, painting, wallpaper, your cell phone, landlines, newspapers, magazines, books online, hotel, travel, meals, rental cars, or traveling, business dinners, business presentations, security alarm, health, dental, disability and other insurance, company cars, sometimes even boats, contributions to employee retirement plans, pest control, holiday cards, and postage. It looks like the columns are identical. Of course they are identical. Remember that your street address is the place of your business. The primary difference is since your home is used both for business and for personal purpose, you need to define and provide support for the deductible business portion of your home-related expenses. With the exception of mortgage, interest, and property, business portion associated with maintaining your home, rent, insurance, maintenance will accumulate from year to year so that you can use them as soon as your business becomes profitable. Now let's look more closely at the list and see what it means in terms of tax savings. Mortgage, interest, or rent. This is a huge one. Yes, rent. Finally, renters get a tax break. Since business owners do not normally use the office building in which they have offices, why should you have to own the house in which your home-based business is based? You shouldn't. The government agrees. Renters may now claim a business rent deduction on Schedule C according to the business use percentage, or BUP, of their home. Later in the chapter, you'll learn how to determine your BUP. Gas, electric, water, sewer. Janitorial service to clean your office space. Computer, copier, scanner, cell phones. These are all in that publication. Paper, pen, we went through all these. General maintenance. How about health insurance premiums? The recent change in tax law can be worth a lot of money as insurance premiums continue to soar out of sight. If you are self-employed, even part-time, you'll be eligible to deduct 100% of your health insurance premiums on page 1, line 29 of Standard Form 1040, but only premiums. In the parable of the talents in the New Testament, when the master learned that one servant had not been a good steward of the master's money, he threw the worthless servant outside into darkness where they were weeping and gnashing of teeth. Matthew 25, 14, 30. Author's note. We are legally, ethically, honorably bound to pay every penny of taxes required under the law, but we are going to be good stewards of God's money but are we going to be good stewards of God's money if we overpay our taxes while we continue to drown in debt? This book will show you how to reduce your own taxes to legal and minimum required by law, and by God, and to pocket the rest. The word audit comes from auditory, which means to hear bad news. So tomorrow we'll continue on. We've got chapter 4. That's a longer chapter, so we'll hit it up. We did 2 chapters today. It's going to be going into chapter 4. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this message. If you want to reach out to Howard and how he can help you start a home-based business, you see the links down below. For my international partners, Seaforth is the real deal. We are going international. We're already in Mexico, United States, and Canada. You can lock in your position today, get your timestamp. This one marketplace, I'm going to tell you, you're going to have tons of people joining because they're going to reward you. And I have other episodes. There's a 10-minute video called One Marketplace. Watch it. I will be sharing out all this great content and everything else. This is also provided to you by our R3G team, our R3G team family. I'm going to tell you, I've never seen a business model like this where it's a true hybrid, where you have multiple ways to earn money, but then you have incredible products, and you're gonna have products that are in your own country too. See, that's the key. We're gonna have it where we'll partner with these other countries, and there's gonna be products that you have digitally sell to your own people. So it could be products from Japan, Taiwan, Vietnam, wherever. There's thousands of people that gather, so you can bless those people when it comes to the specific content that that culture is looking for, right? But you're going to get great products. And it's sponsored by InfoWars. As a member, as an affiliate member, speaking of that, let me go here to I'm going to share that out too, so just bear with me. I just have to get Clear this. And I'll put this link right here. It's down at the bottom there. I'm going to show it right there. Boom. That's the link right there. You want to get some great, great, great Patriot wear. With that being said, this has been Howard Martell, known as the Home Profit Coach here. U.S. Navy service, small disadvantaged, small business disadvantaged, disabled veteran who does work outside the home, soon to be college graduate. That's right. In June, I'll be graduating with my Bachelor of Science in Cybersecurity degree from Southern New Hampshire University. Everybody take care. God bless, and I'm looking forward to helping each and every one of you understand being a better steward of what has been provided to you. That's what these episodes about. Take care. God bless.